Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be Nothing Can Stop Me. Well, I've got a success story from a guy who's been following me for about 7 months now. And earlier in his life, he was successful with women, but his success was always intermittent. It was hit or miss, and he couldn't really duplicate the efforts on a consistent basis. And it wasn't until he came across my book and my YouTube videos that he realized what he was doing wrong to sabotage his own success. And so he shares some stories about how well he's doing, what his social life is like, and how things are completely different now versus the way they were 7 months ago. It's just another example of how you really can turn your personal life and your life in general around in a really short period of time. Because I know the majority of the people that come to me, usually they've been dumped or they had a breakup or they're just frustrated or they're not happy, whatever it happens to be. And when you're in that place, when you feel like shit, when you feel like life feels hopeless or things are not going to get any better or that you're not going to meet the right person or the right kinds of people that you'd like to meet, life can feel hopeless. It can be really difficult to move forward, to move on, because you figure, what's the fucking point? It's not going to get any better. And we've all been there. I've had plenty of moments like that in my life where you just get to a place, something's not working right, whether it's a business thing or it's a personal relationship or friendships or maybe a business relationship that's giving you a lot of problems, and you just feel frustrated and like, what do I got to do to get myself out of this situation? So I have a quote that I wrote, and then we're going to go through his email. And the quote says, "You are surrounded by abundance. All of the people, opportunities, money, resources, and skills that you may feel you are lacking are actually all around you. You must become what you want to attract. By focusing on becoming the best version of yourself, you will vibrationally align yourself with everything that you perceive is missing from your life. This will enable everyone and everything that you want to effortlessly manifest slowly over time. Being upset that you don't have what you want right now actually pushes what you want away from you. By focusing on what you need to do right now in order to become what you want to attract, you will move yourself and what you want closer to becoming a reality. Taking action towards what you want makes it a reality in time. Inaction, fear, doubt, or worry keeps you stuck in place. Life happens when you move." That's one of the best medicine. If you're in a difficult spot right now, or you're suffering, or things aren't going well, or life feels hopeless, or that's never going to get any better, do something right now. Go to the gym. Eat a healthy meal. Pick up a good book, like a book like mine, and read. Do something to help yourself. Get out of the house and go interact with other people if you feel like your social life is lacking. The key is creating a life and a lifestyle where you get up every day, or when you're not working, you can go out and do things with the kind of like-minded people who enjoy the same kinds of activities that you do, even if you have to go out by yourself. So let's go through his email. He says, "Hey Corey, thanks so much for making your ebook free and for your insightful newsletters. And for those of you that haven't read my book yet, you can also read it for free on my website by going to my website. And on the right-hand side, if you're on a desktop, you'll see an email sign-up box. And all you have to do is put your name and your email in, and that'll give you access to the members section of my website. And once you do that, once you subscribe, you'll be able to read the book in PDF format right in your browser or your mobile device. And if you really like the book and you really want to contribute to my work, go buy a Kindle version of it, or download the iBook version, or get yourself a paperback version. That's also available on my website. That's why I want to help you, because I know there's people around the world that spending $10 for an ebook, if they make $100 or $200 a month, that's a tremendous amount of money. I'd rather help that person now and help improve their quality of life, because maybe they tell 10 friends of theirs, and maybe one of those friends donates a few bucks to me. That's the way I look at it. It all comes back in the end. My whole goal by starting this business and getting into life coaching is I wanted to help people. I wanted to take all the things that I had learned in my life from other people that I had applied, that helped me in business, that helped me in my personal life, and I wanted to share it with the world, because I realized early on that it was a superior way to live and go about your life. Because let's face it, most of the people that you're going to encounter in life are fucking miserable. They hate themselves, they hate their lives, and they're never going to come even close to reaching their full potential. And the bottom line is, the more people that we have that we get to spend our time with on this planet, that are happy, that are doing something they love for a living, that have the kind of lovers, friends, peer group, business associates, clients that they really enjoy working with, life is going to be much better for everybody. We're all creating or co-creating the world that we all live in. So it's like, why not make it a better place? He says, some newsletters actually came a day after I had blundered an opportunity the day or night before, and they reinforced my learning. Again, that's why I do these video newsletters, is because I want you to read the book 10 to 15 times and learn the basic fundamentals, and the emails that I answer and the newsletters, because it's like every situation is a little different, and you can learn something from each one, almost as if you had that experience yourself. So you get the benefit of that wisdom, that learning experience or that learning moment, without having to go through the pain of that rejection or whatever it happens to be yourself. So when you find yourself in a similar situation, or maybe you got a friend or family member that's in a similar situation, you can look right at them and give them a good piece of advice and help them become better, help them avoid a lot of pain by not acting the way that they've been consistently acting. That's not getting them the results that they want. My ultimate goal is I want everybody to know the things that I teach as common knowledge. I mean, think about it. If more people applied the things that I teach and live this way, there'd be more Steve Jobs, there'd be more Elon Musk of the world, there'd be more companies like Apple or Tesla or any of the large companies that make a huge impact on society. There'd be more Facebooks, there'd be more Mark Zuckerbergs, there'd be more Twitters, there'd be more Instagrams. Those are all wonderful companies that have a great idea and a great value proposition that makes the world a better place. As you figure right now, maybe about 3% of the world's population has all the wealth, has all the success, has all the things that most of us would like to have but don't. And sadly, for most people, they're never going to experience anything even close to that. But the more people that are really successful and contributing to society in a large, meaningful way and are solving some of the biggest problems that we have, the world is going to be better for everybody. It creates abundance for all of us. I would have never paid for a book like yours in the past because they all proclaim to change your life but are bullshit. Again, that's why I give it away for free. I don't know of anybody else that does that. It lets you learn all their best stuff for free. Most people that are in the self-help industry, everything that you get, all their best stuff is behind a paywall. You have to pay for it, or you have to go to expensive seminars, or you got to buy expensive DVDs or videos, or join expensive membership programs. My goal is I want to impact as many people as I can. And by, in essence, eliminating the free line, if you will, letting everybody learn the stuff that I have, it all comes back. However, your book resonated with me from the fact that I would have blind success and I was unable to wield my skills like a samurai sword at will. I used to go through short, wet, and long dry spells because I was unaware of what was making me successful. Now, I wrote about some of the same things that I experienced in my life. There were things that happened in my 20s where I would act consistently the way I was acting, which was not getting me the results, and then I would do something completely the opposite of it. Like one of the things I wrote about in my book, I was out one night and I was all bummed about this girl that had blown me off, that I was really into just a few weeks before, and I was upset about it, and I was just like, fuck it. And I was out drinking with some of my friends, and I remember another guy was a mutual friend of mine. He showed up with 2 or 3 girls were with him. There was this really pretty girl. He introduced us, and I just had an I don't give a fuck attitude. And I could tell that she liked me by the way she was looking at me. I just grabbed her and we started making out, and I was like 23 or 24 years old when that happened. But even though I experienced that moment, I didn't really understand what I did. When I look back on it, I wasn't able to replicate that kind of an instant attraction and making out with a girl after I literally met her seconds before. It took many years before I figured that out. A lot of struggling. But like now I look back on it, it was pretty obvious what I did. But it's like those are the kinds of situations that you go through. Like I've had those kinds of success. Or like there was another one, I met this girl out and I was with a buddy of mine and I'd been out with her a couple of times. And there were like all these guys coming up to her left and right and they kept pulling her away. And my buddy's like, dude, let's get at her. She doesn't give a shit about you. And so I felt all bummed and I was like, fuck it. And so we left. And I'm thinking, man, I was all bummed about it. And like next day I'm laying in bed, a little hungover. I said, I think it was 24 at the time. And the phone rings, and it's her. And she's like, where did you go last night? I looked all over for you. And I'm like, huh? It's like when I was there, she acted like she didn't give a fuck about me. But then I just disappeared and left. I didn't say goodbye or nothing because I just felt she was blowing me off. But it was just the opposite. But I still didn't make the connection back then. It wasn't until many years later that I was able to connect all the dots and understand why that had such a powerful effect. He says, my friends now call me unstoppable and ghost because nothing can stop me, no barriers. It's even to the point where I am able to help others when I see them acting weak. That's another reason why I do this, is because a guy like this can learn these things, and not only does he help himself and he makes his own life better, but he makes all of his friends better, at least the ones that are open to it, that are realizing that what they're doing is not working. Because a lot of guys that, when you learn this stuff that I teach and you go and you try to help them, they're not going to be open to it. Because us guys, we tend to be very egocentric. We'd rather fail than admit, especially when it comes to women, that we need help with them. What's interesting is that 95% of the self-help books on dating and relationships are all bought by women, and only 5% are bought by men. People who have not seen me for the last 7 months, which is when I started my reformation, comment on how people come into my orbit and come out of their way to talk to me. Yeah, because what happens is when you're in that place, when you're happy, you're loving life, your chest is out, your head is back, your arms are comfortably down at your side, you're laughing, you're joking, you're just living in the moment. You're not out to meet anybody, you're not out trying to pick up girls, you're out enjoying your life. And what happens is you give off the vibe like the captain of the football team does in high school. The captain of the football team doesn't have to talk to anybody. He doesn't have to go up to the cheerleaders. They all come up to him. Everybody looks to him as the leader. And this is what will happen. It will cause you to give off that vibe as the leader in your peer group. And when you're perceived as the leader, when somebody comes up and asks, hey, can we join the group? And everybody looks to you, waiting for you to give your approval and say, sure, come on in, or you can come hang out at my VIP table or join us for lunch or dinner, whatever it happens to be. It's a powerful place to be. And at the end of the day, women are most attracted to the most dominant men. They're naturally, biologically, instinctively driven to seek that out. And so when you behave that way, when you behave in the ways that I talk about in the book, and here's just another guy that does exactly that, and he's perceived as just like the captain of the football team would be. Even if he's just an average-looking guy, it doesn't matter. And women respond to that. Women can tell right away who the dominant male is and who the betas are, who the leader is and who the followers are. And quite frankly, women like the leaders, or at least the guys that act like the leaders. I now have 90% or better success with women, and honestly, I don't think I get enough sleep, LOL. I'm sure you'll suffer through it. Outside of the fun hookups, though, it has led me to meet some really quality women that I didn't know still existed. That's the beauty of it. It gives you choice with women. When you know that you can have, like I had one of my girlfriends, we had a discussion about this because she was very beautiful, and just wherever we went, guys were fucking staring at her. She had big boobs, just fucking sexy, amazing fucking curves. And we talked about having like too many choices. When you have lots of choices and lots of options, more often than not, it's like you're not going to settle for the first thing that comes along. And the better you become at applying the things that I teach, the more your standards are going to grow. I mean, it's great to hang out, have fun, and hook up with random pretty girls, but if you don't like hanging out with them, if you don't enjoy having a conversation with them, if you don't just have an outrageously fun, great time with them like you do, say, with your best friends, really, it's like having sex with somebody like that. It's just like glorified masturbation. But when your emotions are engaged, when you really sincerely care about that person and you make love to their soul, their spirit, their intellect, in addition to their beautiful body, it's so much more fulfilling. Sex is wonderful, but making love is on a whole other fucking level. He says, and yes, I know from the book, they were always there. So again, it's like everything you want. The abundance you want, the money you want, the investors for your company that you want, the lovers that you want, the friends that you want, the customers that you want, they're all around you. They've always been all around you. It's just you have to vibrationally align yourself with what you want, with the people that you want. Like I say it all the time, like attracts like. You must become what you want to attract. It's all really about focusing on you and taking care of you and becoming the kind of person that other people would like to be around. When you do something that you love for a living and you're happy, you're going to smile more. You're going to be prouder of yourself in your life. You're going to be more inclined to eat healthier meals. You're going to be more inclined to have a more consistent exercise program. And the better you look, the more in shape you are, the more attractive you're going to be naturally, the better you're going to feel about yourself. And the better you feel about yourself, again, the more attractive you make yourself to other people. If you're perceived as a leader and the alpha, everybody is going to respond to you in a positive way, and things will be easy and effortless. But again, life happens when you move. You have to take action. That is the key. The worst thing you can do is sit around feeling sorry for yourself, but yet not doing anything to change yourself. Make yourself into an attractive person. Go to the gym, take care of your body, eat healthy meals, hang out with the kind of people and friends that build you up, that even when you're having a difficult day or you feel down in your luck, they got a positive word that's uplifting and encouraging to say. And if you got negative people in your life that are always bringing you down, that are always critical, that never have a nice thing to say, delete those fucking people from your life. They're like a cancer, and they will spread like attracts like. If you allow those kinds of people into your life, they're going to drag you down. If you're the type of person who now wants to strive and grow your career and become better, if you've got people in your life that aren't living like that in their career, they're not going to have anything positive to say. But by having like-minded people who are also striving to be better, who are also trying to move up the corporate ladder, so to speak, or who also are trying to build a successful business on the side, or take their successful business and make it even more successful, you'll attract more of the kind of people that you want, the kind of friends you want, and obviously the kind of clients that you want. It's really all about you. Being attractive, being successful with members of the opposite sex, it's all about you. It's all about what you do to make yourself and your life awesome. If you do that, if you focus 100% on that, other people will take notice of you. They'll want you to come work for them. They'll want you to hang out with them. They'll want to date you. They'll want to give you money. They'll want to invest in your business. They'll want you to become a business partner of theirs. They'll want you to come to their social functions, their social events. And then you have lots of choices. And when you have lots of choices, you're going to pick the best options that for you. And the better your choices are, the better your life is going to be. But it is a process. It's like climbing a set of stairs. You just got to put one foot in front of the other. Take action. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen on any page, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.